It had been months since I left. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't leave a note. I didn't even turn around to look at her one last time. The woman I loved, the woman I married, had broken me in a way I couldn't even begin to understand. The day I found out about the affair, I walked out. I stayed gone. But now, standing before me, was the last person I ever expected to see again. She had come searching for me. I didn't want to see her. Not now. Not ever. Yet there she was, standing in front of me, pleading for forgiveness. But why? Was it love? Or was it regret? The discovery of her betrayal wasn't dramatic. It wasn't one of those movie moments where you walk in on them in the act. No, it was the small things. The subtle signs I'd brushed off for far too long. Her coldness, her late nights at the office, her phone always on silent, face down. But there was one night that everything changed. I had just returned home after a long day, tired, distracted. That's when I saw it. The message. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I could feel the weight of them sink into my chest, choking the air from my lungs. I didn't need to read it again to know what it meant. In that instant, everything I thought I knew about my marriage, about her, about us, was shattered. I didn't confront her. I didn't scream. I didn't demand any answers. I just walked out. There was nothing left to say. When someone betrays you like that, it isn't about understanding. It's about accepting that they've made their choice. They've chosen something or someone over you, and I couldn't stay. The days after I left were a blur. I didn't want to deal with anyone or anything. Friends reached out. Family told me I needed to get out, get some fresh air, but I couldn't. I felt hollow, suffocated by the hurt, by the betrayal. I didn't want to admit it, but it was there, always in the background, gnawing at me. I moved into a small apartment far from the life I once knew, far from the memories of her. I tried to rebuild what little peace I could find. I kept to myself, threw myself into work, and avoided anything that might remind me of her. But the nights? Those were the hardest. The silence was deafening. Every empty space in my new apartment felt like a reflection of the void she had left behind. There were moments when I missed her, moments when I wondered if she was feeling the same hurt I was. But I quickly reminded myself, she had made her choice. She had crossed a line and there was no going back. Then, about 6 months later, I received a message I didn't expect. Her name flashed across my phone. For a moment, I froze. The mix of emotions I felt was overwhelming: anger, confusion, disbelief. What could she possibly want now, after everything? After I left without a word? Why was she reaching out? Was it guilt? Was it regret? I debated for a long time before I decided to respond. Part of me wanted to ignore it completely, to block her out of my life once and for all. But another part of me, the part I hated to admit, even to myself, wanted to know, needed to know. What did she have to say? I told her to meet me at the cafe we used to go to. It was one of the few places I knew where I wouldn't be suffocated by memories of her. I arrived early, sitting at a table in the back corner, pretending to be calm. But my mind was racing. When she walked in, it took everything in me not to turn and leave. She looked the same, but not quite. Her hair was shorter now, and there were subtle signs of exhaustion under her eyes. It was like she had aged 5 years in the months we'd been apart. When she saw me, her eyes welled up with something, regret, maybe, or guilt. She sat down, looking down at her hands. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Thank you for meeting me," she said. I didn't say anything. I just sat there staring at her. I had spent so many months imagining what I would say if I ever saw her again, but now, sitting across from her, I couldn't find the words. The hurt was still there, raw and fresh. She spoke again, her voice trembling. "I've missed you. I know what I did was wrong, and I regret everything." I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that the woman sitting in front of me, so vulnerable and broken, was the same woman I once loved. But the truth was, she wasn't. She wasn't the same, and she never would be again. "I never meant for it to happen," she said, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I thought I could handle it, that I could keep both of you in my life. But when I lost you, when you left, I realized how much you meant to me." I swallowed hard. My heart pounded in my chest. This wasn't the apology I had imagined. It wasn't enough. Words couldn't fix what she had broken. I needed more than just her regret. I needed the truth. What is this? I asked, my voice steady but cold. Is this about you wanting me back? Or is this about realizing you lost your safety net? Her face fell, and for the first time, I saw the truth in her eyes. It's not just that, she said quickly. I really miss you. I miss everything we had. I've thought about it every single day. I didn't know how to fix what I broke. But the unspoken truth hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. She didn't miss me. She missed the way I made her feel. She missed the comfort, the security I provided, the life she thought she had with me. But it wasn't love. It was regret. And that's when everything clicked into place. She didn't come back because she couldn't live without me. She came back because her backup plan had failed her. Her new life hadn't turned out the way she'd hoped, and now she wanted to make sure I was still an option. I stood up, feeling the weight of the realization settle over me. The clarity was overwhelming. I couldn't go back, not now, not ever. I think you should go, I said. She didn't argue. She didn't try to convince me otherwise. She just nodded, her face a mask of disappointment and regret, and she left. I stayed behind, watching her walk away. The weight of the moment was heavier than anything I had felt in months, but as I walked away from the cafe, a strange sense of peace washed over me. I had done the right thing. Forgiving her didn't mean going back. It didn't mean pretending that everything was okay. It meant accepting the reality of the situation. And I realized, if she truly loved me, she would have never risked losing me in the first place. If you're waiting for someone to realize what they lost, stop. If they ever come back, just remember, they don't miss you. They miss the way you made them feel. And that's not love. That's regret.